Hi folks. In today's tech tip, I wanted to address a kind of a common issue people have, which is just that their tabs up here in Chrome end up being a bit of a mess because they've got loads and loads of them open and they're disorganized and so on and so forth. So there's a couple of things I'm going to show you really quickly that I think might help. One is pinning tabs. So for example, my task list, which is like a tick box to-do list that I use here, my Google Calendar and Google Drive here, I have pinned those tabs, which basically means that they all always sit here neatly nestled over the left-hand side for me to open them quickly. And it's dead easy to pin them. You simply right-click on a tab, go down, hit pin, that pins it, and then you can right-click it and unpin it to remove it from being pinned. The really handy thing about pinned tabs is that when you close the Chrome browser and reopen it, they reappear up here at the left-hand side, so they're just always really easy to access. Again, using the bookmarks bar can be a really handy way of dealing with things that you access regularly, so just bear that in mind. But the key things I wanted to focus on today were actually tab groups. Now, Google Chrome has its own built-in tab groups feature, which allows you to group tabs together. So for example, this is my advanced hierographic communication classroom, and there are a couple of things that I've got open that are related to that I want to kind of keep together. Now you can see I've got ones here for my third year GraphCom class and my higher class, and it allows me to kind of really neatly group all the stuff that's related to that topic together and just keep it nestled away when I'm not using it. To make a tab group is really easy. You simply select all of the tabs that you want to have as your groups. You hold either the Control or the Shift key while clicking to multiple select, and then right click, and you'll see that you can add the tabs to a group. Just create a new group. We'll just call this one AHGC and give it a color that you're going to recognize. Now, having done that, you've got your group. We can open it and close it, but the downside is if we close the Chrome browser, unlike pinned tabs at the moment, these then just kind of get lost, they disappear. I suspect in time Google will rectify that and make these savable, but until then, there is a really handy extension that I've found, and there are a couple of other options, so if you find a different one you prefer, that's great. But this one here called Tab Groups Extension, if you just go online and search Tab Groups Extension, you'll find it no problem. You can add that to Chrome, and it's a really handy tool for managing your tabs and specifically for your groups. So if we just click on that and we wanted to, for example, in my saved groups here, I've already got some of these groups of tabs saved so I can reopen them anytime I want. This one, however, I don't. So if I go into here, in my current tabs, you'll see that it'll have any tabs I have open as well as any groups of tabs that I have open. And the way that you save one of these groups is simply by hitting the little camera button, which takes a snapshot of it at that time. So at the moment, it's not in my saved groups, but if I go to the advanced hierograph.com, hit the little snapshot, you'll see it's saved. And now that's part of my saved tabs and groups. So if I was to go up here and close that group, I'll just close all of these in fact. There we go. I can always go back here, go to my saved groups, and I can just click on them, and that will reopen that group of tabs all together for me to go back on with. And if I add things to that group, it's really handy. So say maybe there's some other, let's just find I'll just open this in a new tab. So see, we've added another thing into that group there. So all I need to do if I wanted to update that group is in here, just hover over it and hit the wee snapshot button again, and you'll see that that updates this. So I've now got another snapshot of that group, and if I don't want to have multiple snapshots of that group, I can just hit this little merge button and it will bring them all together. So I think it's really quick and handy. It means that when I close Chrome, I can come back in and I can just really quickly open those groups tabs up in like a couple of seconds without having to go and find everything. And it lets me just keep everything really neatly organized, and it makes me not feel anxious about closing all my tabs because I know it's going to be really easy to pick them up and find them again. Hopefully you found that useful. See you next time.